Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're talking about your top 5 ASO mistakes that are killing your installs right now, and more importantly, how to fix it today. I have been in the app business for a decade now. I've had a lot of failures and a couple of wins. And at the end of the day, it's actually pretty simple. I have consulted and I've built hundreds of apps. I've seen a lot in the App Store. And when people come to me for advice, I see the same common pattern, the same 5 mistakes people tend to repeat over and over and over again. And this tends to be usually first-time founders or first-time developers. So today, that's what we're talking about. And number 1 is not choosing an appropriate distribution strategy. So the symptom is that most first-time developers have an idea for an app, they upload it, and then they hope, they pray. They say, maybe I'll do some ASO, maybe I'll run some ads, but they don't actually have a strategy. And all of these people eventually find out that it does not work. It used to work maybe 5-10 years ago. It still worked because there were so few apps in the App Store that you could just upload an app and people would eventually find it. But traditional ASO does not work anymore. What we used to do back in the day, we upload an app and then you kind of do keyword research and find relevant keywords and optimize. It simply does not work anymore. There are strategies that work incredibly well. I'm going to show you these right now, but traditional ASO doesn't work. And so the way to fix it is to commit to a strategy. From what I've seen right now, there are 3 strategies that tend to work the best. Number 1, what I call the trending keywords method. Is a term that I've coined about a year ago. When I created a new app studio, we use this method and it has worked incredibly well. I'm going to show you exactly what that means. So you need to find trending keywords, and trending means they were not popular in the past, but they're popular now. So they're trending upwards. That's number 1. And number 2, there has to be no competition for that keyword. And what you do is you build an app for that keyword. You don't build on ideas, you build on keywords. Let me show you an example. So I found this keyword called hair product scanner. It was not popular in the past. It became trending. We quickly built the app in about a week. We launched it. See, the first day we ranked number 35. This is the US App Store. We did no ads, no marketing, no social media posting, none of that crap. And number 2, we're number 31, and then we kept rising, number 6, and now we're between number 2 and 3 consistently, and we stayed there. As you can see, we launched the app, we did a tiny update here, but we haven't really touched the app since then. So if you do it right and you don't build your apps on ideas, you build them on keywords, it is tremendously powerful. So you might think, okay, this is great, but actually, how do I find what are the trending keywords? Great question. If you want to dive deeper and you actually want to commit seriously to your business, I have created a community. This is a paid community because I want committed builders. Everybody in here is actively building really cool apps. And so in this community, people can ask me any questions. We have really great conversations and I share everything that I'm learning in real time. So as you can see, we did another update for an app and it suddenly started to work really well. So I share all these things in real time. So you can join the community. In the classroom, I also have an entire course about the trending keywords method. And once a week, we jump on a call where I actually look at the trending keywords, I spot them, and I share my screen so you can take them home with you and you can build apps for you. Please steal all of my keywords. That is my wish for you. So that's number 1 strategy. Number 2 is paid ads. Now, you might have seen this before. Paid ads can work really well, but I think people don't realize how incredibly competitive and expensive it is to be able to make ads work. So don't just think, oh, I'll use ads. It's a full-time job and it requires a lot of skill. So I encourage you to either learn how to do it yourself or be able and willing to pay someone to do it for you. Because if you just throw some ads against the wall, it's not going to work. This is incredibly competitive. And I know when I was the chief marketing officer at Reflectly, at our hypergrowth, we're getting 10,000 installs a day. I ran all the ads myself and we're burning through a lot of cash and it was a full-time job. So just know that this is a very tough, it's possible, but it's tough. And number 3 is to go make an app that goes viral. I can't talk about this because I've never built an app for virality. It's not my skill set, but there's a ton of apps on the App Store that can do this. Just know, again, it is a skill set and you need to know how to do it. So don't just hope to go viral, study it, and then you can build it. I think this is the most difficult one to use it. Again, my preferred one is trending keywords, no ads, no marketing, super simple. We've used this method and for the last 12 months and it works like magic. So that is the number one problem that I see that's killing the ASO, because traditional ASO no longer works. Now let's look at the number two issue. People don't put the main keyword at the beginning of the title. So what we do, for example, let me show you the hair product scanner app. See, the title is hair product scanner for women. When you put keywords at the beginning of the title, they have bigger weight or bigger importance to the algorithm than putting them at the end of the title. So a lot of companies, they'll put their brand name first and then they put the keyword. Now this works if it's a strategic decision, that's okay. But if you don't have a huge brand, if you're an indie developer or it's your first app, don't use a brand name. You do not need that. Because if I would put this keyword later, so for example, I have a brand name, let's go Hairify or something would be the brand name, and then I would say hair product scanner, I would still get ranking for this keyword, but I get more ranking, or I go rank higher if I put it at the beginning of the keyword. And honestly, if you use the trending keyword strategy, you don't have to do any ASO. So for this app, we literally, the only thing we did is put the keyword in the title, and that's what got us to rank so high consistently. We do no other ASO, because if you do this right, you don't have to do it. And then you put other keywords into the subtitle, into the keyword field, into everywhere else. But this is the main thing. So I see people putting the keyword later, or some people don't even put a keyword in the title. They just put like their brand name. It's a big mistake. If you're going for virality, or if you're going for paid ads, that's okay, because the traffic comes from the outside. But if you want ASO traffic, organic free traffic, you need to put your main keyword in the title. And if you follow the strategy, you should know 100% what is the main keyword. So the symptom is you're not ranking as high as you could be. And it kills your installs, which I explained. And the fix is very easy. You put it at the beginning of the title. However, the issue number three, and this is something that's less talked about, is over optimization. So this is another app of ours called Shadow Work Journal. As you can see, we've ranked number 3 or number 2, and this is for the last 12 months we ranked this way. And then suddenly the algorithm has changed. It's shaken up a little bit, more volatile, and then the ranking dropped all the way to number 10. And as you can see, let me show you the first full year. We were, top 3, top 2 the entire time. We ranked up to number 10, which is huge. Nothing else has changed, but here, just a few weeks ago, the algorithm on the App Store has shifted. And now there is a penalty for over optimization. And so the symptom is if you have low rank, despite you doing everything right. So here we have the Shadow Work Journal title and the keyword in the title. Everything else is good. The screenshots, everything has been good. But the keyword rank dropped because in the latest update that Apple has released, and it's not something they talked about, not really anybody talks about. I haven't seen anybody talk about this. So this might become more known later on. But please be aware that if you overstuff your keywords, this used to be like old SEO strategy. If you have the keyword in too many places, the actual Apple will penalize you and you will drop in ranking. This is what happened here. This is my best thesis, and I've seen this happen with a couple of apps. So you want to put your main keyword in your title, like we have here, the Shadow Work Journal. But then I also put the keyword journal in the subtitle. I put the same keywords into the screenshots. Let me show you the screenshots. So this is our App Store preview. I'm using AppTweak, by the way, is my favorite tool. Darius10 is the promo code if you want to get a 10% discount on all plans. See, this is our keyword, Shadow Work Journal, and I also put the keyword into the screenshot. With the latest update, Apple started to index keywords in the screenshots. They didn't used to do this before using OCR. Now they did it, so I wanted to hop on this trend early. I put the keyword, but I realized that this actually caused over optimization and I got penalized for having it here. So since then we have shifted it. Now our keyword rank started to recover and we're going back up. But this is something that you need to be aware that if your keyword rank is low, even though you're doing everything right, this could be the reason. And so Apple wants clean metadata, meaning that you put the keyword in the title and that's it. You don't use that keyword in other places in the app. You can put similar keywords. For example, if we have the keyword shadow work journal is our number one, in the subtitle, I put diary with daily prompts. And that's okay because it's not the same keyword. It's similar, it's adjacent, but it's not the same. So you want to prioritize your metadata. That is the issue number 3, is over optimization. Issue number 4, I see over and over again, it's ugly creatives. And the symptom is you have low conversion rate on the App Store. You do want to make sure that people that come to your App Store, that visit it, enough of them actually convert. So when you go to the App Store, you can see how well you're competing within your category. So for the same app, as you can see, this is our conversion rate on the App Store, meaning of all the people that land on the App Store, how many actually convert and install the app. As you can see, we're hovering at around, let's say 6%. Yeah, 6% lately. And as you can see, there's room for improvement because Apple is telling me that if I want to be in the 85th percentile, I should be at 8% and even higher. So this is a room for improvement. And so we're going to continue testing our screenshots. And really the only way you get there is by testing. And so it kills your user experience because the expectations are super high. And the way you fix it, you use product page optimization to run different experiments. As you can see here, I am in the product page optimization tab in my App Store Connect. And we ran 2 different types of screenshots, treatment A and treatment B, and we compared it. And essentially the way you get to the top to improve your conversions is you continue optimizing. At any given point, you should always be running an A/B experiment on your screenshots. This is how you find out what works the best. And this is the current that we have. Even though to me, this is ugly and it shouldn't work, this one is the one that performs so far the best. As you can see, I've tried all sorts of different creatives. But this is how you get to fix this problem. So use custom product page optimization, and then you include a promise or a proof in the first screenshot. And this is your best chance for survival. And final one is bad reviews. Reviews have a massive impact on your keyword ranking. Reviews are super important. So if your keyword rank is not high enough, or it was high and then it dropped down, it might be because you got bad reviews. I see it every time, especially for new apps that doesn't have a lot of reviews. You can just get 1 or 2 bad reviews and your keyword rank can drop from number 3 to number 10, which I've seen happen before. And there's a massive difference on installs if you rank number 3 or number 10 for a keyword. And so it kills because reviews are very, very, very important. Also, it's very hard to fake, or Apple and Google have really good systems to determine if you're faking. So don't buy reviews. They will shut down your account. And I know from personal experience, so be very careful. Do not try to buy reviews. It doesn't work. And you fix it. Number 1 way to fix it for me has been to include the review prompt in the app. When you have the reviewer app, put it in the onboarding. So actually we put it either right before the paywall or right after the paywall, which is always in the onboarding. And this is before people get to the product. And I know it sounds counterintuitive because the traditional wisdom is to put the review prompt right after an aha moment. So if you have a journaling app, let them finish a journal and then, oh, review, did you like this? I find out that if you put it in the onboarding, and actually, this suggestion originally came from Steve Young from App Masters. Check out his YouTube. This guy is genius. He's sharing a lot of good stuff as well. I found this out first from him. I tested it in my apps and it works. If you put a review prompt in the onboarding before or after the paywall, you'll get a lot more reviews. And it seems that the ratio of 5-star to 1-star stays the same. So the ratio didn't change, but I actually get a lot more reviews. So this is the quick fix. The more difficult and long-term fix is improve your app. If you're getting bad reviews, the app is not good enough. If it doesn't matter how amazing your app is, you always get some bad reviews. 90% of our bad reviews are about the price. People complain that the app is not free. It doesn't matter how cheap your app is, people will always complain, and that's okay. You can let them. But there's also a hack, something you can do. You could report bad reviews to Apple and Google. If the review is not about the app specifically, people are just rambling on about something because they're unhappy, you can report these and sometimes you can get them removed. So that's a great hack. But overall, the major strategy for you should be just to improve your app. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and come back. I make a video every single Tuesday. Have a beautiful week and I'll see you later.